Dr. Ola, a young and vibrant man who owned the biggest hospitals in all of Africa. He was famous, respected, rich beyond imagination. People called him the angel of the sick because of his good heart. He treated poor patients for free, built clinics in villages, and was always smiling for the press. But behind the smile was a broken man. Dr. Ola is a young, vibrant man, the kind of man every parent dreams their son will become. Handsome, smart, and richer than most people could ever imagine. By 35, he had built the biggest hospital network in all of Africa. People called him the angel of the sick. Why? Because he healed the poor for free. He built clinics in forgotten villages. He donated millions without blinking. And every time the press caught him smiling, the whole country clapped. But you know what they say. Not every smile tells the truth. Because behind that perfect smile was a man carrying a sickness of his own. Not a sickness of the body, but of the heart. You see, doctor, Ola could heal every patient who walked through his doors, but the one thing he couldn't heal was his own home. At night, after saving lives, after the noise died down, Dr. Ola would sit in his giant mansion, surrounded by gold, cars, and everything money could buy, and feel completely alone. His wife, Grace? Grace wasn't always the cold woman you see today. She was once the girl everyone in her small town envied. Beautiful, bright, and full of dreams bigger than her world. She grew up in a cramped one-room apartment, watching her mother struggle to sell pepper by the roadside, and her father, a proud man, die broke, clutching his chest in pain because no hospital would treat him without payment. From that day, Grace made a silent vow. I will never, ever be poor again. Whatever it takes, I will escape this life. And when she met Dr. Ola, young, ambitious, fresh out of medical school, she saw a man who had the same fire in his eyes. Back then, they were inseparable. They built their dreams side by side. She supported him when there was no food in the fridge. She whispered, "One day, we'll have it all." And they did. The moment Dr. Ola's first hospital took off, their lives exploded. Suddenly, Grace had everything she prayed for: private jets, first-class trips, mansions in Banana Island, gold and diamonds that sparkled brighter than the stars. But here's the thing no one tells you. When you've been hungry for too long, sometimes, when you finally get a taste of wealth, you never want to stop eating. And for Grace, the hunger never left. She started chasing status, not just comfort. Her Instagram turned into a catalog of designer bags, fancy dinners, and luxury holidays. She became the woman every other woman wanted to be, and every man wanted to have. But in the middle of the fame and fortune, something changed. She stopped seeing her husband as her partner and started seeing him as her provider. Her heart closed up. Dr. Ola was no longer the man she dreamed with. He was the man she expected to perform. Every gift, never enough. Every vacation, never long enough. Every time he came home tired, she would roll her eyes and say, "Is it not your job? You're a big man now." She was there for the money, but not for the man. And slowly, the girl who once sat by his side whispering hope became the woman who sat across the table, scrolling Instagram, searching for the next Versace bag. The love that built them was gone. His daughter, Sophia? She was her mother's twin in every way, not just in look, but in spirit. Born into wealth, Sophia never knew struggle. She grew up in silk bed sheets, flying private jets before she could even spell her own name. By 16, she was already sponsoring the biggest parties in Lagos. By 18, she was on every blog, the IT girl, spraying cash like it was endless, posting videos of herself in Gucci and Louis Vuitton, turning nightclubs into her personal playground. Her motto? If you've got it, flaunt it. She didn't just want to enjoy wealth. She wanted everyone to know she had it. But here's the thing. While her followers grew, her connection with her own father died. At home, she barely spoke a word to Dr. Ola, always on her phone, always busy. She had all the money, but no time for the man who made it possible. To her, Dr. Ola was just a bank account on legs. And then there was Richardson, the quiet the one who stood out, not because of money, but because of his heart. He wasn't chasing clout. He wasn't dreaming of big parties or flashy cars. His dream? To become a lawyer, to make his father proud. While Sophia posted fake smiles online, Richardson spent hours in his room, buried in books, writing down goals, planning his future. And more than anything else, he saw his father, really saw him. Every time Dr. Ola walked in looking tired, Richardson noticed. Every time his dad sat at the dinner table, quiet and heavy, Richardson was the one who whispered, "Dad, are you okay?" He wasn't just a son, he was a friend. The cracks in Dr. Ola's home didn't appear overnight. They had been growing slowly, quietly, like termites inside a mighty tree. At first, it was small things. He'd come home after a long day of surgeries, his hands sore, his back aching, his heart tired from carrying the pain of strangers. He'd walk into his mansion, hoping for a hug. But what did he find? Grace, his wife, sitting cross-legged on the sofa, laughing loudly as she scrolled through Instagram. "Babe," he'd say softly, "I'm home." Without looking up, she'd murmur, "Did you transfer that money I asked for?" "Sophia?" She'd be breezing past him, phone in hand, makeup flawless, heels clicking. "Hi, Dad," she'd say without stopping. "I'm off to the club." "Don't wait up." At first, Dr. Ola ignored the signs. He told himself, "They're just busy. They love me. They're just distracted." But the loneliness grew heavier. One Sunday, Dr. Ola took his family to a high-profile charity event. The press was everywhere, flashing cameras, microphones, journalists hungry for headlines. Dr. Ola smiled as he spoke to the crowd about hope, healing, and humanity. But as he looked to his side, Grace was busy snapping selfies, pouting with her designer shades. Sophia, already live-streaming the event, blowing kisses to her followers, not paying attention to a single word her father said. Later that night, the headlines read, "Dr. Ola, the nation's healer, spotted with his glamorous family." But behind closed doors, Dr. Ola sat in silence, staring at the same photos everyone was praising. To him, those photos felt like a lie. "They don't love me. They love what I provide." And then came the night that changed everything. It was Richardson's birthday, a small dinner at home. Dr. Ola had personally arranged a quiet celebration. He even closed his hospital early just to be there. But as they gathered around the table, Grace kept glancing at her phone, frustrated. "Babe, can we hurry this up? I have a spa appointment at 8. Sophia barely touched her food, too busy editing a party flyer for her next Lagos bash. Only Richardson seemed happy, smiling, grateful, his eyes shining as he thanked his dad. "Thank you for always being here for me." Dr. Ola tried to hold back tears, but Grace, noticing his silence, rolled her eyes. She muttered under her breath, I don't know why you're acting emotional. Is it because you didn't give me the money I asked for last week?" Right there, something inside Dr. Ola snapped. He looked around the table, his wife, his daughter, and realized he was surrounded by people who ate from his hand, but never held his heart. That night, as he lay in bed staring at the ceiling, one thought burned through his mind. I can heal the sick, but I can't heal my own home. And for the first time in his life, Dr. Ola admitted to himself, maybe the sickness I've been treating all these years has been living under my own roof. A man who could save the world, but couldn't save his own marriage. A man who healed thousands, but felt unloved by the very people he lived for. Every night, that pain grew, until one day, Dr. Ola made a decision that would shock the whole country. He stood up from his desk, picked up his phone, and whispered to his assistant, "It's time. I've healed everyone else. Now it's time to heal myself, even if it means breaking my family, to find out the truth. The next morning, Dr. Ola sat alone in his office, staring at the polished table in front of him. Everything felt empty. Stacks of medical reports lay untouched. The sound of nurses and doctors rushing outside barely registered in his mind. He gripped his phone tightly, the same words spinning over and over in his head. Do they love me, or just the life I provide? That's when Mr. Johnson, his closest friend and longtime business partner, walked in. Johnson smiled, slapping him on the back. Ola, my brother, you don't look happy today, oh. Wouldn't they worry you? Dr. Ola let out a deep sigh. His eyes were heavy, tired. My brother, I'm tired. I have built all of this. Money everywhere, fame, success. But inside my own home, I don't even know if they love me or if they just love the money. Johnson sat down, frowning. Haba now, you've given them everything. Mansion, cars, the best life. They can't hate you. Dr. Ola shook his head slowly, his eyes narrowing. And that is the problem. I've given them too much, but I've lost myself. I can't keep living like this. I need to know the truth. Johnson leaned forward, serious now. Ola, what are you thinking? Dr. Ola's face hardened, his voice cold. I've made my decision. I'm going to fake my own kidnapping. Johnson's eyes widened in shock. Ah! Kidnapping? You want craze? That's dangerous. Oh, are you sure? Dr. Ola leaned back in his chair, eyes sharp and clear. I must know their real hearts, even if it breaks me. Johnson was silent for a long moment. Then he nodded slowly. Okay, if you've made up your mind, let's do this smartly. That evening, Dr. Ola met secretly with his head of security, Michael. His voice was low and firm. Tomorrow morning, I disappear. I want you to leak the news to the press. Tell them I've been kidnapped and that the kidnappers are demanding 200 million naira. Michael's eyes widened. Sir, are you sure? This will shake the whole country. Dr. Ola's face was cold as stone. That's the point. No one must know the truth, not even Richardson. Michael nodded. Yes, sir. I'll handle it. By noon the next day, the entire country was in chaos. Breaking news. Africa's richest doctor, Dr. Ola, kidnapped. Every TV station switched to full coverage. Radio hosts were screaming into microphones. This is a disgrace. How can someone of his status be taken just like that? On Instagram and Twitter, millions of hashtags were flying. Hashtag save Dr. Ola, hashtag pray for Dr. Ola, hashtag where is Dr. Ola. Celebrities posted black and white photos of Dr. Ola holding their hands in prayer. Pastors and imams called for nationwide fasting and prayers. Churches and mosques organized night vigils. The country was boiling. Angry tweets poured in. If Dr. Ola is not safe in this country, who is? This man built free hospitals, saved thousands of lives. We must find him. We need answers now. The government has failed us again. My heart is broken. I've never met him, but he helped my cousin for free. God, please save Dr. Ola. Markets shut down early. In his home village, people gathered at the church, singing and praying through the night, begging God for a miracle. TV specials showed videos of Dr. Ola visiting rural clinics, hugging patients, laughing with children, reminding the world of the angel who was now missing. This wasn't just a news story, it was a national crisis. While the whole country was shaking, while strangers were fasting and crying for Dr. Ola's safe return inside his own mansion, there was no prayer, no tears, no worry. Grace sat in the living room, legs crossed, dressed in silk pajamas, sipping wine like nothing had happened. Her phone buzzed nonstop, calls from concerned friends, journalists begging for interviews. She silenced it and smiled. Sophia danced into the room wearing designer shades, her voice full of excitement. Mommy, we're trending! My friends are calling me nonstop. Our family is the hottest topic in Nigeria right now. Grace laughed softly, swirling her wine glass. Good, let them talk. Richardson stood near the window, his fists clenched, eyes red from crying. "Mom," he said, voice shaking. "They're asking for 200 million naira. The whole country is praying. Are we really just going to sit here and do nothing?" Grace didn't even look up. "Relax, Richardson. Your father is a big man. He can handle himself." Richardson's eyes flared with anger. Handle himself? They could kill him. Grace placed her wine down calmly and turned to her son, eyes sharp as a knife. "Listen to me carefully. Your father brought this on himself, always working, always running around like the world's savior. Now let's see if his patience will save him." Sophia clapped her hands, laughing. "Oh, moo! Finally, peace and quiet in this house." Richardson's heart shattered. He stormed out of the room, slamming the door behind him. Grace turned to Sophia, smiling. "My dear, this is just the beginning. Soon, the money will be all ours." Sophia grinned. "Mommy, should we plan a quick getaway? Paris, maybe?" Grace winked. "Dubai first, then we'll think about Paris." The kidnappers, Dr. Ola's team, called. "Madam, pay 200 million naira or your husband dies." Grace laughed. "Do your worst. I won't pay a kobo." And she cut the call. That evening, the mansion was quiet. No music, no laughter, just silence, until the sharp ring of the landline sliced through the air. Ring, ring. Grace slowly reached for the phone without looking away from her wine glass. She placed it to her ear, completely unbothered. A cold, raspy voice came through. "Madam Grace, we have your husband. You have 48 hours to pay 200 million naira, or we send his body to you, in pieces." The whole house froze. Even Sophia paused her video call, eyes wide. But Grace? She took a long, slow sip of her wine, smacked her lips softly, and chuckled. "Tell your people to start sharpening their knives. That man is finished. Do whatever you want. Just don't call me again." And she hung up, just like that. On the other end, Michael, the bodyguard acting as the kidnapper, stared at the phone in pure disbelief. He looked at Dr. Ola, stunned. "Sir, she didn't flinch. She even told us to sharpen our knives. I don't even know what to say." Dr. Ola looked down. His hands trembled slightly, but his face? Stone cold. "Now we know." As soon as Grace ended the brutal phone call with the kidnappers, she leaned back on the sofa, sipping her wine with a smug smile. Sophia sat beside her, giggling. "Mommy, what next now? We're just waiting for the money?" Grace's eyes sparkled. "Money doesn't wait, my dear. We move fast." She grabbed her bag and stood up. "I have somewhere important to be." Sophia raised an eyebrow. "Where?" Grace winked. "Business, baby. I'll tell you later." Grace stepped out of the mansion, her heels sharp against the marble, and slid into the back seat of her car. As the driver pulled away, Grace's lips curled into a smile. She was heading to meet Chief Alao. Chief Alao wasn't just any man. He was Dr. Ola's closest business partner, a powerful tycoon who had helped build Ola's hospital empire from the ground up. To the world, they were brothers in business, trusted allies. But what no one knew was that Chief Alao had been secretly eyeing Grace for years. Whenever Dr. Ola was busy in surgeries or traveling for charity, Chief Alao was sliding into Grace's world, flirting at parties, whispering promises of a better, wilder life. What started as innocent chats soon became secret hotel meetings. And now, with Dr. Ola out of the way, Chief Alao was ready to claim everything, the woman and the wealth. Grace arrived at Golden Moon Hotel, a quiet luxury spot at the edge of town. She stepped out of the car, fixed her wrapper, and walked confidently to room 305. Inside, Chief Alao was already waiting, lying back on the bed, dressed in his usual white singlet, thick gold chain resting on his chest, eyes gleaming with satisfaction. He sat up with a wide grin when he saw her. "Ah, my queen has arrived." Grace laughed softly, locking the door behind her. She walked over, sat beside him, and gently placed her hand on his knee. "Chief, everything is moving fast. The insurance is in progress. Once the money lands, we'll disappear. Just you and me. Chief Alau's eyes lit up, his hand gripping hers tightly. That useless doctor, finally out of the picture. I've told you before, Grace. You deserve better. You deserve to be worshipped. Grace leaned in, her voice low and wicked. And you are my better. They both laughed darkly, raising their wine glasses in a toast, a celebration of betrayal. As they clinked their glasses together, Chief Alau whispered, "Soon we'll have it all. His money, his empire, and you, my queen, will sit on top." Grace's eyes gleamed. Cheers to freedom and power. While Grace was at Golden Moon Hotel laughing and toasting betrayal, back at the mansion, Richardson sat alone in his room, eyes red from crying. He couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Mom's been acting too calm, too comfortable, no fear, no sadness, like she's happy Dad is gone. His gut twisted. He stood up and paced around the room. Suddenly he remembered. Her office. She's always locking the door lately. What if... Heart pounding, Richardson crept down the hallway. He stopped at Grace's office door. It was unlocked. He pushed it open slowly. Richardson stepped inside, eyes scanning the room. Stacks of documents were piled high on the desk. He pulled one closer and froze. It was the insurance claim form, fully filled out. Stamped. 500 million naira, ready to cash out. She's already claiming Dad's life insurance? His hands trembled as he dug deeper. He found property transfer forms, signed and dated. Grace was moving all Dr. Ola's assets into her name. No, this can't be real. Suddenly, he heard the distant sound of the front door opening. His blood went cold. She's back. Richardson panicked, grabbed his phone, and quickly snapped photos of everything. Then he slipped behind the curtain, holding his breath, his heart racing. Grace walked in, humming to herself, her perfume filling the room. She tossed her handbag on the chair, smiling as she counted a thick bundle of cash. She laughed quietly. Soon, freedom will be mine. I'll never have to hear that man's voice again. Richardson's eyes filled with tears behind the curtain, his fists clenched tight. My own mother, doing this to Dad? Grace took a sip of water, opened her phone, and began texting. Chief Alau, everything is set. We're unstoppable now. She laughed softly, completely unaware that her own son was hiding in the shadows, watching her true face. Later that night, back in his room, Richardson sat on the bed, staring at the photos on his phone. Tears rolled down his cheeks. He whispered to himself, "What do I do now? If I expose her, I destroy my own family. But if I stay quiet, she'll destroy Dad's legacy." He fell to his knees, gripping his chest, praying out loud, "God, please, give me strength. I need to do the right thing." Far away from the mansion, in a quiet, safe house, Dr. Ola sat in front of a large TV, watching the breaking news. Massive outrage. Nigerians demand action for Dr. Ola's kidnapping. Videos of prayer vigils, peaceful protests, and celebrities crying filled the screen. Michael, his loyal bodyguard, stood nearby, shaking his head. "Sir, the whole country is on fire for you, but your own family..." He paused, hesitant. Dr. Ola turned slowly. "Say it." Michael swallowed hard. "They've shown no emotion. Your wife, she's already claimed your insurance. She's transferring your assets, and she's seeing someone else." He handed Dr. Ola his phone, showing the photo evidence Richardson had secretly sent him, the forms, the documents, the messages. Dr. Ola's hands shook as he stared at the screen. He clenched his jaw, eyes darkening. "I gave them everything, and they gave me nothing." He stood up, his voice sharp and cold. "It's time. Get the cameras ready. We're going to end this, publicly." The next day, the entire country was glued to their screens. Every TV station suddenly cut to live coverage. The words splashed across the screen. Breaking, Dr. Ola found alive, he speaks out now. Gasps echoed across Nigeria. Markets froze. Buses pulled over. Even offices shut down their computers. Dr. Ola appeared on screen, strong, calm, dressed in a sharp black suit. He looked directly into the camera. My dear Nigerians, I know many of you have been worried. You prayed. You fasted. You cried out for my safe return. And today, I want to thank you, from the bottom of my heart. He paused, eyes hardening. But I also want to tell you the truth. The country held its breath. I was never kidnapped. This was a test of loyalty, a test of love. He gripped the microphone. And while you, the people of this nation, showed me incredible love, the people closest to me, the ones who shared my blood and my home, failed. Back at the mansion, Grace's wine glass slipped from her hand and smashed on the floor. What? What? She shrieked. Sophia screamed. Mommy, it's a lie! He can't be alive! He can't! Richardson? He stood in the corner, quiet, but with tears of relief. Dad, you're back. As Dr. Ola spoke, cameras showed police officers marching into the mansion. Grace stumbled backward, shaking. No, 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 no. This is a setup. This is not happening. The lead officer stepped forward. Madam Grace, you are under arrest for insurance fraud, illegal asset transfer, and conspiracy. Grace collapsed to her knees, wailing, I'm your wife! You can't do this to me! Dr. Ola's voice thundered from the TV in the background. A wife, who stood by me when times were good, but plotted against me the moment she thought I was gone. Sophia clutched her phone, crying, This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. Police handcuffed Grace as the cameras broadcasted everything live. Her shame was now public, in front of millions. As the officers led Grace away, Richardson stepped forward. Tears in his eyes, he whispered, Mom, you chose money over family. Now you've lost everything. Grace sobbed, reaching out weakly. My son, please forgive me. But Richardson shook his head and stepped back. I forgive you, but you'll face the consequences. That evening, Dr. Ola returned home. He stepped into the mansion, quiet now, empty, cold. Richardson ran to him, hugging him tightly. Dad, I'm so sorry. I tried everything. Dr. Ola hugged him back, tears welling up. You are my only true family. You stayed loyal when everyone else turned away. I'm proud of you, son. They sat down together, in silence, holding each other. Dr. Ola looked around the mansion, eyes full of sadness and wisdom. All the money, all the power, none of it matters without love.